Gardening is great. Gardening's fun. It's fulfilling. Seeds in the earth, crops out of the earth. Just fills you up inside. Unless your plants die. Branches. So what I'm doing is taking away the worst of them so they don't infect anything else. Comma dang it. The reason why we have so much fungus growth is because it was raining for so long, which I mentioned in my previous videos. Speaking of which, my grass is just, I think it's higher than it was last week. I mean, it's good for long-term growth, but man. Oh, some new blossoms. That's good. I've seen some people on YouTube argue against this method that I'm using right here because they say it takes too much away from the plant. But I'm not cutting everything. Just the sick stuff. Speaking of which, let me show you my cucumber. Oh, there's some. This is all that's left of my cucumber plant. I'm going to put a picture up that you can reference. I'll just put it up here in the corner. This thing was blossoming with big, huge leaves, bigger than my hand. There was a whole bush of them, both sides. I went through this whole plant last night, taking off dead leaves and things. There's another one. This is all that's left. I composted the rest. It had been so infected with fungus because of the rain that it was hindering the plant's ability to grow. Now, luckily, there's a lot of leaves. Here's another one I got to get rid of. There's a lot of leaves that are left on here that made it through that don't show too many signs of fungus growth. But let me show you up close, show you what I mean. Now, at first glance, this might look like it was just sunburn from water droplets that are on there in the morning and then the sun burns into them. But this is how every one of these leaves started to die. These get bigger every day until the whole leaf turns brown. Sunspots don't do that. That is fungus. Most of the rest of these are still healthy, and I've even got cucumbers on here that made it. They're trying to grow. Hopefully, now that the plant's not pushing all of its energy towards dead leaves, there's another one, the fruit will be in a better place and keep growing. One thing I noticed is that the bees are back, which is good. We need pollinators. But now that they can see the flowers instead of just dead growth, maybe they'll be happy and keep coming back again. Let me show you what the fungus did to some other stuff. This used to be a healthy strawberry plant, right here. The brown you see is cinnamon I put on the ground to try to prevent further fungus growth, but it didn't work. Used to be a strawberry. There's proof. I'll show you the healthy brother over on the other side of the flower bed, or garden bed. Here's the strawberry plant. It has been here just as long. Look how healthy that one is. This one was protected from the rain by this bush of basil. It's the only difference between the two. It had just as much water, but it was protected from direct rain all the time. Oh, I missed some of this. I've been cutting these off because I don't want the basil to bolt anymore. We also don't know if these cabbage are going to be able to withstand what they just went through with all this rain. See this discoloration? Looked like it was fungus trying to grow on the edge of these leaves that are brown. But the head itself is solid, so I think there's still going to be some life left in there. That's parsley. It did have some yellowing on it. There's a yellow underneath. They trimmed it up this morning. Its unhealthy sister is over there. Isn't doing so well. I don't know if it's going to make it. And the rosemary and oregano seems to be doing well. And the thyme that we've got growing over here. People always ask me what kind of thyme it is. It's the Oh My Darling variety. Lemon thyme. You're welcome. Some of the other plants that were taking it tough were these zucchinis. And you can see where I started culling the plant, where their tendrils, leaves had come growing up, and then they are all turning brown and had fungus all over them. Here, this is what I'm talking about. So this, see that brown there on the edge of that leaf? I'm going to give this leaf another day or two, and if it starts getting worse, it's coming out too. But once it does, I go right down to the root and take it off. You can see the base of this plant had two big stems coming up. This one died. Get that out of there. I don't want to pull it out yet because they share a root system. This one died. The one next to it, although there's a split, oops, although there's a split in the base there, it's still pushing fruit, because there's one growing back in there, and there's another one growing back over there. So I'm not going to mess with it. This one, this is also sharing a root system, so I don't want to pull it just yet until it gets a little more rotten. But this one's pushing a lot of fruit. I'll show you. Look at that. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the 6th one. Look how big that is. So this one's doing well. Hopefully this new leaves will make up for the ones that died. These are all pumpkins, and their vines are reaching out everywhere. I was going to remove them from here and put them on the ground, but since it offers good ground cover and protection from the sunlight, and the leaves seem to be doing pretty well, I'm going to leave them. I'll let them grow at the bases of all my peppers and things, and that might help keep some of that heat off the soil. And that's one of my squash plants. It had a Y at the root up until this morning when the other side died, so I took it out. It didn't seem to be connected to the rest of that root. It does have some new leaf formation, but I see one rotteny that I didn't get. That has to go. If I see any more yellow leaves in here, there's one. This is on the pumpkin again. That has to go. This squash also used to be upright, and it fell over, and I thought it was going to die. But now it's got all kinds of nice new growth over there. And I see the basis of some flowers pushing, so hopefully this one will come back. The peppers are kind of hit and miss. These tall red cayennes have nice dark leaves, and they have lots of blossoms, so I expect a lot more to come off of there. But the cayenne right next to it, it's kind of yellow. It's not dead yet. And they have been watered, not overwatered. Because I put my finger down in the soil and it's not mud. Look how far that tendril reaches over from that pumpkin plant, coming from way over there. Some of the peppers are doing better than others. This orange bell here in the front is doing better than the red bell right behind it. My Anaheim stopped producing fruit weeks ago because they got sick right after the first week of rain. My potatoes, which are being overrun by this vetch looking stuff. I just throw that in the compost. I have to come through here and weed. But I didn't think they'd be affected by rain and fungus, but some of the leaves are turning. That also may have been because of the Japanese beetles, because they love hanging out on these potato leaves. I don't see any in here today, or I'd flick them. So what do you think I should do? Anything further to rescue the plants other than taking out all the dead stuff? They've already been fertilized. Everything from calcium to nitrogen to compost water, which they really love when it's not raining. Leave your suggestions in the comments. The growing season's still active. I'd like to rescue them. Just when you think you found all the dead ones. think that'll be about it for today. As I babysit my mystery growth peppers. They're producing good fruit. They need to be a little greener though. Anyway, thanks. Like, comment, and share. Tell all your friends.